From the Berkshires to the Sound, from wherever you live in MLB America, this is Inside the Parker. You give us 22 minutes and we'll give you the scoop on Major League Baseball. Now, here's Baseball Hall of Fame voter number 57.
You have another hot take.
Will not NOT make the playoffs.
Shohei me the money.
Rob Parker.
Come on! I've been covering Major League Baseball for almost 40 years now. In New York, in Cincinnati, in Detroit, in LA. I love this game. Let's go! Welcome into the podcast, and I'm your host, Rob Parker. And what a show we have for you today. Before we even get started, remember, press this button, the subscribe button, so that you're always here, always up to date with all the best coverage of Major League Baseball. As you know, I've been covering baseball since 1986. I love the sport. This is the place for your baseball fix. Inside the Parker, sponsored by Cuffin Season. Lock in the flavor your taste buds will love at cuffinseason.us. Get yours today. And for an extra 10% off, use the code MLBBRO in all caps. Welcome into the podcast. I'm your host, Rob Parker. What a show we have for you today. Author Jeff Rimmer, who's covered Major League Baseball for some time, has a new book. It doesn't get any better than this. We'll talk about broadcasting moments and other things that happen along the way in his coverage of Major League Baseball. So that and much more. Let's go.
To lead off, it's Getting Robbed.
And keep them up.
Rob's hot take on the three biggest stories in Major League Baseball. Number one.
Reason number 155 why you shouldn't let players vote for other players when it comes to major awards. Here we go. Example one. Somehow, some way, in a National League MVP race, which to me is close, very close, is of course a runaway when it comes to the player poll. 19 players, active players, were asked to vote, and it was 14-5 in favor of Pete Crowell-Armstrong. 14-5 over Shohei Ohtani. PCA's having a great year. I get it. Really? I do. And when you add his defense and when you add his base stealing ability, he's worthy. He's already got the 30-30 going. He has a chance maybe to get to 40-40 if he has a hot late August, early September. But how in the world is this a runaway? And Shohei only got 5 first place votes. He did pitch earlier in the season, 85 innings. His numbers are very close, almost identical to PCA. So I don't understand why it would be a runaway unless you add in the jealousy factor. And that's why we say all the time, players shouldn't vote. They have skin in the game. They're tired of seeing Shohei win the MVP. They don't want it to happen. So they're going to vote for anybody. This is anybody but Shohei. And I'm not saying that PCA can't win it. Sure he can. But it should be a closer vote. The players are on the field. They know what Shohei did on the mound earlier this year before injuries derailed that. And he has over 30 home runs like PCA. So I'm kind of trying to figure out why it's so lopsided. And the only thing that comes to mind is jealous.
Number two.
Pay no attention to that team winning baseball games now. I'm talking about the New York Metropolitans, who since the trade deadline, coming into Thursday, were tied with the best record in baseball with the Tampa Bay Rays at 11-4. Mets made a ton of trades, got rid of a lot of their bullpen, a couple other pieces, and now they're starting to win. You're not buying into it, are you? Yeah, the season's over. The pressure's off. You can just go out and play. Disappointing. No one's saying the Mets were scheduled to win a World Series, and the Mets have been winning without Juan Soto, who's still sidelined, which is incredible. But this is all fool's gold. Don't buy into the Mets. They're just winning because they have no pressure. They're playing out the string. I know they got 6 weeks to go, but they're just winning games because it doesn't matter right now. When the season mattered, they couldn't win.
Number 3.
Jacob deGrom. He is a case of what could have been when you think about how great this guy has been as a pitcher in the big leagues. Injuries have derailed his career, but still, coming into Thursday, just 2 strikeouts away from a magic number 2,000. Most guys who get to 3,000 are automatic Hall of Famers. That is a new number. 300 wins, not so much anymore, but 3,000 strikeouts. But there is a chance for him because 93 other pitchers in Major League Baseball history have 2,000 or more strikeouts, and all are in the Hall of Fame except for 14. So there's a good shot that a guy who has won the Cy Young can make it into the Baseball Hall of Fame if he can somehow stay healthy the rest of his career. Obviously, if he's injured again or he can't pitch or he's sidelined, that will derail him. But Jacob deGrom is definitely one of those players who you think what could have been had he had a healthy career on the mound, because he had nasty stuff, has nasty stuff, and has been able to regain some of his elite pitching with the Texas Rangers.
Here comes the big interview. Listen and learn.
Oh, it's so good.
All right, now let's welcome into the podcast author Jeff Rimmer, who has covered Major League Baseball, has a new book out. It's called It Doesn't Get Any Better Than This: Unforgettable Calls in the Booth and Unexpected Turns in Life. Jeff, welcome to the podcast. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. Looking forward
Thanks
to it.
for joining us. And tell us about the book. Is it available now on pre-sale?
Actually, I'm glad you asked because it is available now. And all you have to do is go to jeffrimmer.com. First Flight Books is the publisher out of Chicago. And they have put up a website. You can learn all about it. People like Costas and Musburger and Bobby Orr. And I also did NHL hockey for 48 years. Have all written reviews, as well as a couple of journalists in Canada, Steve Simmons, and the longtime South Florida columnist Dave Hyde as well, have all had a chance to read the book and have all come out with some glowing reviews. So I'd suggest you go to jeffrimmer.com, Rimmer with one M, and you can find out a lot about the book, including my time in baseball in Baltimore and as well in Montreal when Pete Rose and I came together.
Well, let's start with Baltimore, and you were there covering when Cal Ripken was going through a streak. What was that like, dealing with that and that whole situation?
I'm glad you asked that question, Rob. Let me just say this. It's a situation where as the streak got close, more and more people thought that it was self-serving and didn't necessarily go along with, as they did later and after he broke the streak, they thought it was a little self-serving. Cal was struggling at the plate, playing every inning of every game. They thought that he should sit down, take a rest, and maybe he'd come back and raise that batting average and be able to make the great plays that he made for so many years at shortstop for Baltimore. Well, doing the pre and post game on both radio and television, Home Team Sports and WBAL radio in Baltimore, I would take calls, and I can't tell you how upset, hard to believe, but how upset some Oriole fans were that Cal continued to play. They were not happy with Cal Sr., who started the Oriole way, and you think of all those great years in Baltimore. He was fired. Cal did not take that well. Billy was struggling at second base offensively, because defensively he was outstanding. One night, it must have been about 10 minutes to midnight. I'm going to sign off at midnight. And I get this gentleman on the phone, and he is just irate. You know what, Rimmer? You're just like the rest of them. This streak does not have the meaning that you think and so many longtime baseball fans have. It's self-serving. And you know what? You're such an apologist for the Ripken family. First it was Cal Sr., now it's Billy. Cal, you should change your name from Jeff Ripken or Jeff Rimmer to Jeff Ripken. And I see the smile there. Well, guess what? Cal was smiling too because he was on his way home after the game. And the next day, I could show you right here. The next day, I got called to his clubhouse locker, and he said, "Here, I think you need this." And what it was a bat inscribed to Jeff Ripken Rimmer, my long lost brother.
Jeff, now was it Davey Johnson who took some heat because he wanted to bench Cal Ripken? He wanted him to get off the field, didn't he?
Well, I'd already left. I was in Florida by that time. Davy Johnson, though, was very supportive while I was there with regards to Cal playing. So I don't think there was too much opposition. I mean,
Okay.
I broke a record that will never, ever have a chance of being broken, and it wasn't self-serving. As time went on, obviously, it was a challenge for Cal. And I got to tell you, he is the ultimate competitive guy. Whether you're playing, and this is a funny aside, but he used to call me at the radio station after the morning sports at Old Memorial Stadium. And we used to play hockey in the visiting clubhouse. We had sticks. We turned the benches over, made them the boards. And these guys are so competitive. They didn't want to lose at anything, Billy and Cal. And of course, they were hockey fans because they lived up in Aberdeen and they were in the Philadelphia Flyers jurisdiction. So their games, the Philadelphia games, were there. And the Flyers, that was the days of the Bad Street Bullies. And let me tell you, these guys played tough no matter what it was. And they tell me Cal on the basketball court is legendary. He wants to win anything that he is competing with, whether it's even a card game. You can expect he's going to give it his best.
Our guest is Jeff Rimmer, who is a author who's covered Major League Baseball and also has written a new book. But I do want to get to your time in Montreal. I was fortunate, covered the Cincinnati Reds for the Cincinnati Enquirer in 1991 and 92. So I spent time up in Montreal. Tell me about the experience. It's a shame that it didn't work there in Montreal and people stopped coming. But what are your biggest experiences from Montreal?
Well, I spent 7 years there. My kids were born there. But sports-wise, again, similarly, I was doing pre and post game and had a talk show, nightly talk show in Montreal. And I had the old hot stove in the off season. And after the 1983 World Series, and you'll appreciate this one, after the 83 World Series, won by Baltimore, incidentally, and it was a time that I was talking to the folks in Baltimore about moving back to the United States. And lo and behold, while I was talking to them, I came up with the idea after Pete Rose, who was playing for the Phillies in that 83 World Series, was released. And I called Pete and I said, "Pete, I've got an idea, and I think you'll welcome it." And if you think back to those early 80s, the Montreal Expos had great teams: Dawson, Carter, Tim Raines, Steve Rogers on the mound, Reardon out of the bullpen. At third base, Tim Wallach, Larry Parrish was there as well, Chris Spire.
Oh, yeah. They were loaded. They were loaded.
They were loaded, but they didn't know how to win. Rod, 1980, they beat the Phillies in the mini playoff based on the fact that we had a work stoppage there. At 81, Rick Monday hits the deciding home run off Steve Rogers because Jim Fanning decided to go to Rogers as starting ace and not go to the bullpen to Jeff Reardon. So I'm saying after the 83 season, going into 84, I think Pete Rose would be the perfect guy. He's a winner. He would help these young guys. And I called Pete out of the blue, and Pete says, "Sure, what do I have to do?" I said, "Just join me every Wednesday, Thursday night, whenever we do the hot stove, and I'm going to talk the Expos into bringing you to Montreal." Sounds good to me. Come on and say, judge me by what I can do on the field. Don't look at my birth certificate. Charles Bronfman, the owner at the time, says, "We don't care what Jeff Rimmer says," and he says this to the media, "We are not signing Pete Rose." Yet, on January the 19th, 2024, Pete Rose gets signed by the Expos. And I want to go back to the cover here of the book. Take a look. I'll get it up real close here, and you'll see myself and Pete Rose as Pete puts on the Expo jersey and has signed his contract. That's from that very day. So Pete and I become instant friends. And listen, I love the guy and our friendship. And in the book, the Pete Rose story goes right through the entire book, through the hockey, through everything, through the Olympics that I did in '76. All this stuff is there. And let me just tell you, I don't want to give it all away, but Pete and I had a run in during the season. And one night, he didn't like something that I had said. Doug Flynn, also the Big Red Machine, you remember Doug? We've since made
Sure.
up. But Doug didn't really like me. He thought I was too negative on him. He great second baseman. Didn't have much of a hit. And we had Rodney Scott, great leadoff hitter, stolen base. You can get everything out of this guy. Leads off innings, on base, steals second, steals third. And I thought Rodney Scott should play ahead of him. One night, a Thursday night, it's the same day, coincidentally, that Flynn comes out in the newspaper and says, play me or trade me. And Rob, after the game, I had a commentary because he came in that game late in the innings, made two errors, and well, the Expos lost 5-4. So Rose,
I could imagine that. Yes, I can imagine. Wow.
yeah, so Rose gets upset and he tells the media, I'm the most negative guy. Here I am, Mr. Positive. I'm the most negative guy that he's ever had to deal with. And this becomes headlines in the paper. I go to Pete at batting practice on Friday and I say, Pete, what's this? Oh, it's kind of taken out of context, Jeff. Don't worry about it. I said, well, I'm doing a commentary tonight. It will not be taken out of context. And I want you to get a copy of that. I'll bring it. And true enough, I go see Pete. And this is after the game. And as I walk in the clubhouse, two Expo players, Jim Wolford, utility guy, and Chris Spire are holding boxing gloves. And they're yelling, Pete, 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 Rimmer, Rimmer, Rimmer. Well, Pete's getting humiliated. I thought it was, kind of a friendly little thing to lighten the air. Next thing I know, Pete's ready to grab me. I hit the ground before he hits me. Flynn comes over. Carter comes over to my defense. Gary and I and our families were very close. Throws him against the locker. This became a national story. Of course, Baltimore, moving ahead to Baltimore, they're calling, say, hey, you're the guy we want. This is a great story. And about 2 weeks later, I accept the job. I'm leaving at the end of the month. And Pete calls me and he says, Rimmer, yeah, I owe you one. I said, what do you mean you owe me one? You don't owe me anything. You apologized in the owner's box the next day. As far as I'm concerned, we're fine. And we are fine. And we're fine, of course, for several years. So he says, I got a story for you and I want you to break it. I said, what's that? He says, I'm going back to Cincinnati as playing manager and I want you to break it. Well, I'm stringing for Brent Musburger on CBS Radio. He's got a nightly sports show. And I call Brent, who, by the way, does one of the reviews of the book. And I say, I got a story for you, Brent. Are you sure? Are you sure? I said, yeah, Pete is being released. He's going back to Cincinnati as playing manager. Well, he breaks the story. It's all over nationally. And Musburger gives me credit for the story on CFCF Montreal. And true enough, Rose goes back to Montreal. Now, several times later, he had his own radio show, and I was a guest on his show. I went to visit him. We were playing the Columbus Blue Jackets. This is now the NHL. We're playing in Vegas for the second year of the Vegas franchise, the Golden Knights. And he's signing autographs in one of the casinos. So I go see Pete, walk in, and Pete says, Jeff Rimmer, what are you doing here? And I said, oh, he says, hey, I forgot the Blue Jackets are in town. That's why. And my broadcast partner, Jody Shelley, who's on TNT and did the games with me in Columbus, he says, boy, Rimmer's told me a lot of stories about you. And Rose says, matter of factly, whatever Jeff told you is 100% accurate. So Pete and I continued that friendship, talked to him, well, not before he passed, but certainly a month or two before. And I write in the book why I think Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. But just a great person. He was a great friend. We had that little blip in our relationship, but all was well. And Now I hope next year when he's eligible to go in as a veteran, I hope he gets to the Hall of Fame. I think he's certainly deserving of it.
All right, Jeff, again, please tell everybody the name of the book, how they can get it. I know you got so many great stories in there, and people can pick it up.
It doesn't get any better than this. And again, I suggest you check out jeffrimmer.com, and there's a direct hookup after you read all about the book, a direct hookup to pre-order the book on Amazon.
And Rimmer with one M, right?
You got
Jeff
it.
Rimmer.
Rimer, Jeff.
All right. Hey, Jeff, congratulations. Can't wait to read the book. And thanks for joining us here on Inside the Parker. And continued success, my man. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks for having me. I enjoyed it.
In case you missed Rob Parker on the MLB Network, here's his latest appearance on MLB Now.
Rob Parker is a showdown veteran. You're like in a pro fight when you have like 50 fights. Like, this guy's been around. This guy's not fazed by anything.
And I got the face to prove
That's right. We can tell you've been around. All right, National League MVP is a hot topic. Where are you? Ohtani, Pete Crow Armstrong.
PCA. And I'm going to say this. There's a combination.
Yeah, you resisted this for a little bit.
I did. I really did. But I'm going to say now, there's something to me that just doesn't feel great about Ohtani. And I know he pitched earlier this year, had some pretty good.
He was actually excellent. I mean,
Okay.
he pitched like 80
Okay.
excellent innings. Yeah.
But where the Dodgers are, they don't feel as good. I look at his
Right now,
numbers.
no. Yeah. No.
78 RBIs. You know, like it's a really good year.
His hitting is
Okay.
at the level of Pete Crow Armstrong. Their
Okay.
hitting is about the same, which is excellent.
But the
We just
Cubs
have-
feel better to me because of Pete. The big hits, the moments. I don't have any Ohtani. He's a leadoff hitter. I don't have any Ohtani moments.
He's throwing shutouts, though. I mean, in fairness, let's be fair. He's throwing shutout ball.
No, not
most
the last
of the
couple
time.
of starts before he
But
stopped
that
pitching.
counts, though, in what you did in April and May counts.
Who feels like the team that's making strides? And every time I turn on the television, PCA's having a big hit, making a big play,
That's
and
true.
I think that
That's
feeds
true.
into it.
That's true.
The Dodgers are on the downside right now. I'm not celebrating Ohtani.
That's temporary, though. I mean, by the time you're voting, I think that'll be there. I think it comes down to it does the base running and the fielding, and both super elite for Pete Crow Armstrong. Are those things, are they more than 80 excellent innings of pitching? I agree with you. I say yes. Not by a ton. And if Ohtani was pitching a little more, we'd have a different view
No.
of
There's a
this.
different conversation.
Yeah.
And can PCA, can he do 40-40? Can we get there, or is that impossible?
I'm not worried about that. But
No, I'm just saying.
But yeah, he's at that level of explosiveness.
Okay.
All right, how about this? We haven't done this in a while. We had Joey Votto here on the show yesterday, but here we do quality take of the day. This used to be a thing on this show like 10 years ago when we used to celebrate that. Go ahead, roll it at any point. Quality take.
Strike!
Oh, yeah. Nice. Quality take. See, that's like from the
Very
archives.
nice.
I like that.
I like that.
That was a big thing back in the day. So here's a guy that you seem to like now, Trent Grisham. Big spot, bases loaded, 2 outs. Those are quality takes. He is number 2 in O-swing percentage in the major leagues.
And then he gets a big hit with 2 outs.
Yeah,
That's
no.
a huge hit.
Huge. Now, the Yankees re-signed him. They put out the qualifying offer. He took it, and they did take some slack. What are you saying now?
Now, where are all those people who were down on the Yankees for bringing him back? He had a great year last year for them and had a lot of big hits, a lot of big home runs. The last 13 games, he has 6 home runs for them. No Judge, no Stan. There's a lot of people missing, and he's coming up with some home runs. He had all 3 RBIs last night, BK. Go ahead. I know you're going to discount him, but let me hear it.
I hate to pump the brakes on Trent Grisham. It's unfair. I mean, he's got a 105 OPS plus. He's barely above league average. He is a below league average center fielder. He's -7 DRS.
He also won a Gold Glove in
-4.
his career.
When was that? Like
Did he win
somewhere?
one?
I have no idea.
He has 2. Excuse me, I'm shortchanging
2.
him. He has 2 Gold Gloves.
Rob.
1, 2.
And that's
Okay.
and that's terrific for him. They're in the library in his
Okay.
house. He'll do a zoom shot. It'll be right behind him. It'll be there forever. But he's -7 right now, defensive. And you know, you've seen him. He's not the most electric fielder out there. I don't dig his level of energy. I really don't. And if
He's laid back.
if you're great and you have a low level, if you're Kevin McReynolds, I used to defend Kevin McReynolds. You speak my language.
So you were the
now,
only
right?
one, huh?
Yeah, no, because I'm not worried if the guy's slugging 500. He's slugging 500. But as a center fielder, again, some of the Yankees staff has had a problem with him, like kind of trotting after balls. Like I don't get it. I would want to see more effort after my guy.
Your point is well taken, but if I'm the Yankees, I think they made the right decision, considering what they have, and he comes through for them in spots. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And not a full season.
And I believe add talent where you can add talent.
Right.
I thought the Yankees made the right call. Qualifying offer, bring him back. Yeah, he adds talent. Okay. No question. I know here's Fernando Tatis in New York. I know this is your thing. You love Tatis.
I brought this up earlier on the show.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you have.
He needs to be playing right field for the New York Yankees. I don't care what anybody says. Whatever they need to do, and all the other stuff is behind them. Maybe it's time. At one point, I thought maybe they might try to move him because things got stale in San Diego. Maybe there was a chance.
In 3 years, you're going to be paying him $36 million a year.
That's okay.
You're ready
it's still
to do
going
that?
to be cheaper than what they're paying. Kyle Tucker's making $60 million in LA.
But they don't have. They have Bellinger. They made the right call getting Cody Bellinger.
Kyle Tucker's making $60 million now.
Bellinger's
I'll take Tatis for $36 million 3 years from now.
Oh yeah, if you give me a choice between this version of Kyle Tucker, sure. But you know what? Fernando Tatis is, he's like a sexier version of Wilyer Abreu. His production is about what Wilyer Abreu is, who's a good player. But he's flashier, he's sexier, you like him, but you're going to be paying him $36 million a year. You
don't think the Yankee fans would eat him up? Are you
They'd eat him up if they'd eat him up if he was hitting league average. Right now he's got a 121 OPS plus. That's above league average. That's good. It's not superstar. He started as a superstar.
I know he did. And he went down a little bit. He's come back. All I'm saying is that flair, the moments that he presents, we saw it at Citi Field last night.
That's true.
Stuff like that, you make yourself go, maybe he would be worth taking a chance on.
$36 million a year. I want a little more than flair, but flair works for you.
Now, here's the best from MLBBro.com.
Yo, what up? It's Kev. And here's what's popping today on MLBBro.com.
Taj Bradley will look to add to his impressive season today as he takes the mound against the Atlanta Braves. This season, Bradley has already set a career high in wins and will set career highs in starts, strikeouts, innings pitched, and possible ERA too before the season is over. He is carrying a 9-5 record with a 3.98 ERA and 151 strikeouts through 24 starts. Bradley leads the team in wins and innings pitched. The 25-year-old is looking to secure his first win of August and look for a bounce-back performance after struggling in his last start against the Phillies. He went 4 innings, giving up 5 runs on 7 hits and allowing 2 homers against Philadelphia. Today, Bradley will have the opportunity to help put his team in a position to win and secure win number 10 on the season. That's what's popping today on MLBBro.com.
For more right now, go to MLBBro.com.
It's time for a trip down memory lane here on Inside the Parker.
Rob Parker has covered Major League Baseball for 40 years. Now, let's relive a memorable moment of his career.
The sauciest lead I ever wrote on a baseball story took place in 1991, and it involved a pitcher who won a World Series and was an all-star. The hard-throwing right-hander went from an all-star season in 1990 and helping the Cincinnati Reds win the World Series to the next season in 1991 where he struggled big time. In 1990, he allowed just 9 home runs on the season and he won 12 games. The very next season, he won only 7 games and gave up a whopping 25 home runs. Hence, the lead of the story that caught the attention of some with the Cincinnati Reds, of course, involved a home run. My lead was something simple like, the home run Jack Armstrong gave up last night scraped the moon. Pitching coach Larry Rothschild saw me in the clubhouse after I wrote that story, and he stopped, he looked at me straight in the face, and he said, "Scrape the moon? Come on, Rob, what are you talking about?" In all, Jack Armstrong was 7-13 in 1991, his last season with the Reds. Had a chubby ERA of 5.48. And worse, he gave up 25 home runs in 24 starts. And yes, a lot were moonshots. Hey, this is Rob Parker. Come back all season long, every week, as I chronicle my 40 years of covering Major League Baseball. And if you missed any episodes, go to MLBBro.com and catch up.
Make way for Weekend Wagers.
Yo, it's Sean Bo. Fire up those bed naps. Let's go. Don't look now, MLBBro.com fan. We had 2 wins, 0 losses last week. Brings the season total to 22 wins, 17 losses. But let's get 2 more wins this Friday, August 21st. And let's get things starting off right with the Braves and the Brewers. Give me the under 7 total runs between these division leaders. They are both going for that top spot in the NL, and I think they're marching out their best on Friday. And then to round things out, let's go 2-0 with a bro and take the Yankees Blue Jays under 8 total runs. Let's go 2-0 with a bro. And for more, go to MLBBro.com.
Hi, I'm Rob Parker, the founder and editor of MLBBro.com, where we cover black and brown major leaguers. 75% of the content will be about the current black and brown stars in Major League Baseball. The other 25%, we'll take a look back at some of the great black players. On the site, there'll be a ton of great written stories and videos and features.
MLB Bro, because you need to know.
MLB fans, when it comes to Major League Baseball, no one covers it better than the Odd Couple.
Fact. I am the baseball king.
First, second, third, and home.
We're leading shows with baseball. Game over.
They don't watch it.
They don't know the game.
All in one place.
Let's go!
Right here on Fox Sports Radio.
I love baseball.
In the words of New York TV legend, the late Bill Jorgensen, thanking you for your time this time until next time. Rob Parker, out.
He can't get it. This could be an inside to Parker.
See you next week. Same bat time, same bat station.